Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we're almost a week since the release of Into the Emerald Dream, and as I like to do every expansion, I'm going to go through every class and the neutrals, take a look at the epics and legendaries. Since commons and rares are pretty easy to come by and easy to craft, we're going to go through what epics and legendaries I think are safe crafts or ones you might want to consider, based on both data and what I kind of expect to come up in that next balance patch that could happen this week or the next. But there's always a balance patch coming. There's always a mini set coming. So you got to recommend stuff at some point. So we're going to do that. Again, always craft at your own risk, but I'll try and give you the best opinions I can. And as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, you want to see that brand Bronzebeard cosplay marathon stream, hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and you guys have been crazy with that button. Thank you so much. So starting off with Deathlight, which have one of the better sets. First we have Grotesque Runeblade, not a super popular card at the moment. The decks it's in, it's doing okay, but not really a driving factor to any of it. I wouldn't go on my way to crafting it, but if you really want it, you can. It's more of one of those that I do think will pop up over time, but even the decks that run like double Unholy or double Blood and Unholy, it typically just isn't consistent enough to play. So I probably wouldn't craft it, but if you really like the card, you'll be able to get some use out of it. Obviously, Hideous Husk, if you want to play Deathlight, is a must craft. Getting those leeches out, getting extra health stolen for 2. This card can win games on its own. It's good in aggressive decks. It's good in control decks, starship decks. It is almost certainly going to get nerfed too. I would expect this to either go to 7 mana or steal 1 less health, something like that, or maybe lose some health on it. Like, this is a card that stands out as an outlier. The numbers are just really strong on it, and it also feels kind of bad to get sucked, right? So yes, autocraft, obviously super strong card. Sadly, Nethendra, it just isn't a very good card. It's an okay discover option at times, but it's just got anti-synergy. You want to play a deck that goes wide on board with a card like this, but for this card to be good, you need board space. It's clunky, it's weird, and it's performing terribly in the decks that it's played in, and the sample size really low because there's just nothing for this card right now. So I would not craft that whatsoever. And again, if you want to play Deathlight, particular control Deathlight, Ursoc is a very strong craft. Can help corrupt Shaladristle, which is really nice, or Shaladra. Again, I will never say it correctly, but yeah, it could be a crazy board swing of like clearing a bunch of stuff, getting some minions out of that, or you have this 6/2 that's going to spawn stuff. Or the funny thing is, if it survives and you get to attack with it to another minion, it'll resummon that. It's not just the turn it's played, right? Card's performing really well. So out of the three of the 4 legendaries and epics of Deathlight you can craft, I would just only really recommend Husk and Ursoc. Demon Hunter, I will just skip straight away to the legendaries, Alarashi and Omen. As cool as Omen is, and I do love the card, really bad, not even approaching like 45% like deck win rate in anything it's doing, and its drawn win rate's really bad. And this card is maybe the worst card of the expansion. I really tried to make this work in my reviews, at least. I think I did an 8-minute review on this one card, and yeah, it's so bad. It is so bad. There's too many demons. It's not consistent. And even when I was like achievement hunting for this, you have to play a bunch of minions transform from this. It rarely ever made it better. It made it work. Like, it's just a bad card. It's bad. So yeah, the legendaries you could pass on, but obviously Wyvern Slumber, really good card. This can go into aggressive decks, the Armor Demon Hunter, mid-range. Like, this is just a great card. Feeling that curve is really nice. The Dread Seeds are so good. They're already kind of basically banned or really low occurrence rate in Arena. If you want to play Demon Hunter, Wyvern Slumber is going to be a staple, at least its expansion. It's a really solid card. And Ferocious Fellbat. This is a tricky one, right? So it's really good in Armor Demon Hunter right now. Obviously, it's a big part of that. And the win rates show that this card's really good. The played win rate's absurd on this card. Drawn win rate's pretty good too. The issue is we know they're going to nerf Armor Demon Hunter. There's no way with the outcry they have towards it, they won't nerf it. And if they nerf it, they're not nerfing this card, probably. They're probably nerfing Defense Crystal. So if you craft this now, you probably won't get a dust refund when that happens. But I think this card will be good regardless of that. Like the effect of the Death Rattle stuff is really strong. I think other Death Rattle decks will emerge, but yeah, maybe be a bit wary about crafting this one. Revered Slumber for sure. I think this card will be good regardless of with Armor Demon Hunter will be a thing or not. But yeah, you will want to consider that when looking at crafting it. Druid sadly is pretty non-existent. Imbue Druid's not good. The only Druid deck that's really doing anything, sadly, is just Dungar again, which is not super popular, but the deck's all right. So like Reforestation is not a bad card, but everything, like every deck right now, Imbue Druid just doesn't win enough. It's like a 45-ish% at best, more like low 40s. And unless the meta slows down a lot and there's some buffs, maybe, I can't really recommend Reforestation. I can't recommend Hamul, which I think I gave an S. I think it'll be good at some point. Scenarios felt like a cut when I did play regular Imbue Druid. So again, I doubt you want Scenarios. If you want to play Imbue Druid, you need Hamul. You need it. But right now it's not competitive. So as of today, I won't recommend it. But I feel like if you craft it now and eventually it'll get better, you might be okay with that. I will recommend it in that way. And Grove Shaper is pretty good in Wild. Wild, like Mill Druids and stuff, the whole like Floop, Skloop, and Naturalize combo. You can go technically infinite with it, but like you have to animation cheat to really kill your opponent with it. But you can just add it to Build Druid for like a bunch of extra fatigues and do some good stuff. So I more recommend this one purely for Wild right now, which I normally wouldn't mention, but it's a pretty notorious thing right now. And Hamul, if you just really want to play Imbue Druid and, you know, when it gets good, then you'll be happy you have it, but then you can always craft it when it gets good. So Druid, yeah, Druid's looking pretty rough at the moment, not a ton of options. Next, Amphibian Spirit, one of the best cards of the expansion. Like, I thought this one might be the one to make this type of card work. None of these have worked yet. This one definitely works. One of the best decks out there is like the token Death Rattle Hunter aggressive. It play this on like Nerubian Egg is really gross because the egg dies, then the 4/4 gets the +2/+2 that the egg had. It's like a double dipping on it. And of course, with like Death Rattle activators, absolutely good craft card. It might get nerfed. Like I'm looking at the win rates right now of it. They're really high on every category, like outlier category. So if that deck does get nerfed, it could be this card. Like it actually could happen. Broll Bearmantle, I have seen it run in some Discover Hunter lists. That's mainly about it. I do expect Discover Hunter, at least the Seaside Giant version, to get nerfed because Seaside Giant is way too good. They definitely will be nerfing that. This card's all right. I wouldn't go out of my way to crafting it. This is more of one you open and then you put it into a deck and it's like, okay. But if you look at the numbers, or I'm looking at the numbers right here, the decks are better than the card. It kind of brings down the deck, right? So I wouldn't go out of my way to crafting it, but it's not particularly bad. Verdant Dream Saber, again, don't craft this one. Not worth running in your deck. All the Imbue hunters just want to hit King Plush or Malorn, not this. This is a discovered option, which is all right, offered like detailed notes, I think, but that's more of an arena thing more than anything. Wouldn't craft it, and same goes for Goldrin. Its play win rate's insane. If you want to play like a Imbue Goldrin deck, but you mostly just want to focus on King Plush. It's not terrible. You could craft it if you really want to do the Goldrin thing. It's semi-competitive, but it's not highly competitive. It's more of the bordering on meme to competitive. So yeah, probably wouldn't go out of my way. The only one for sure, Amphibian Spirit and then Broll Bearmantle, you could consider. It's not a bad card by any means, but again, I wouldn't go out of my way to crafting it. For Mage, Imbue Mage is so close to being a really good deck in Standard. It's kind of broken in Wild. I'll have a gameplay video later today. I went like 80% in Wild with Imbue Mage. It's ridiculous there. So speaking of that, Spirit Gatherer, absolutely I would craft it. Like Imbue Mage, really close in standard. I think it'll get there, and in wild, you want it there too. It's a great card, getting that imbue, getting a wisp in your hand. Just a fun deck too. Like, absolutely recommend. Stellar Balance, it's not seeing much play in the decks it's in, not particularly good. Moonfire and Starfire in 2025 with no real combo to go with it, not amazing. Wouldn't really go with that. Kwanzu, no, bad card. Like, a Spider Tank that discovers a spell is not good enough in today's game, and the potential to put it on top of your opponent's deck, rarely worth it or a good idea. Despite the artwork being rad, I would pass on that. And then Asina, wild, you don't really want this, but in standard, if you want to play Wisp Mage, you really want Asina. Really solid, especially with Ceaseless. Getting that 20 damage in, you can bounce this, do other things. If you're playing Wisp Mage in standard, you want it, and it's performing fine. Like, the card's good. It's a good finisher. The deck is somewhat competitive. Definitely won't go wrong with either Spirit Gatherer or Asina. They're both worthy crafts. Paladin's also pretty non-existent in standard. There's like a menagerie Paladin that doesn't run any of these cards. So Mark of Ursul, again, I gotta say, just in particular, I'll just go straight to it. I don't recommend crafting any Paladin cards yet. I do think there will be potential for Imbue Paladin. It's not super far off. Like, we get a big balance patch, you'll want Dream Warden for that deck. You will want it. It's a great card, Imbue Paladin. You'll want Ursul. Ursul's a great card in general, especially with the new 7-mana spell, and you might want to consider Torth as well. The thing is, they're not competitive right now. They're all pretty good cards. It's just a matter of time for the whole deck to catch up. So yeah, if you're thinking about crafting the Paladin stuff, I don't think you'll regret it in the long run, but short term, it's not doing amazingly well. And I guess the same kind of goes for Priest. I don't think Ritual of the New Moon will ever be competitive. It's not a good card. 2 3-drops for 5 sucks. 2 6-drops for 5 randomly is rarely that good. I've discovered this a bunch and played it fully upgraded. It's underwhelming. I don't think this will ever be competitive with the current card pool. Tyrande, if you want to play Priest, you kind of need it. But the decks are so bad right now that I can't recommend it. But if you want to play like any later game Priest that has any lethality, Tyrande, like with Moonwell, is the same deal, right? You need Moonwell with that. It's worth it, but the decks aren't good and you're not going to win. So again, I can't really recommend it. Aviana is probably the closest I can recommend, getting that, setting your cards to cost 1 and doing all of that. Again, it's not competitive, but there's some meme lists out there. I know Jin went from like Diamond 10 to 5 playing his own homebrew. It's terrible. Someone's got to tell Jin it's terrible, but there's some fun to be had. So of all the Priest cards, I'd probably most recommend Aviana, but nothing is particularly competitive at the moment. Then we take a look at Rogue, and it's kind of the same deal. The Rogue cards that are seeing a lot of play right now are all aggressive, mostly Protoss. So like, this card's never going to see play. This card is so bad. I don't want to pick this in Arena. It's just dreadful. Barb Thorn, like getting poisons or dealing AoE, eventually it's brutal. Don't craft it. If you open it, you could probably disenchant it. It's that bad. Renferal, the Malignant, not seeing a ton of play. Eventually, counterplay card like this could be all right, but like I'll just show the stats of all the Rogue cards here. They're brutal. Like, they're brutal. You don't want any of this. Like, Shadow Cloaked Assailant, 26% drawn win rate. Like, I would say pass on all the Rogue cards right now. Ashamain for the fun. I know people enjoy filling their hand, but if you want to play Ashamain, play a Malorn deck and get it from Malorn. Just don't play Rogue, right? Like, again, I cannot recommend a single Rogue card to craft at the moment, and I don't think any of them are particularly close. Shaman, yeah, Imbue Shaman's terrible. It's really bad. I think it needs buffs. Like, I don't want to recommend buffs right now, but like Imbue Priest is terrible. It probably needs some buffs, and Imbue Shaman probably needs some buffs, and Plucky Podling is literally only good in Evolve decking, and yeah, they're bad, so you don't want to craft this, and I don't even know if it will be good if the Evolve deck is ever good, because the numbers on this card are just atrocious. Same with Beanstalk Brute. This card just feels like an older card. Like, yeah, giving a bunch of stuff in your deck, some stats later is something, but you don't know what it's going to hit. And it's just, again, it's super slow. You're playing a 5-mana 4/4 while some people are playing 0-mana 8/8s, multiple of them on turn 4, right? It cannot compete. The Wild God, Onara, again, not reliable. Even if you like scam it out somehow, we've seen maybe like a Murmur combo. It's not worth it at all. Not good. You never know what you're going to hit off the top of your deck. I never thought this card would be good, so I'm not shocked that it's bad. I did see a big Shaman play it, and it was terrible. But other than that, yeah, that was in Wild, by the way, Big Shaman in Wild. I can't recommend it. The only card I can recommend right now, and I do think this deck probably gets nerfed anyways with the whole Murmur Shaman because it's like so degenerate. Marithra, bringing back those big minions. I think it could just be good in just a general deck, period. Like, it's just so good with like the Growth In card. Just getting 2 8/8s back is fine, and then anything else on top of it is great. And yeah, I think if you really want to play like a Shaman deck, particularly, yeah, maybe the Murmur Shaman or anything big, Marithra is not bad, and her numbers aren't bad either. Most of the decks she's in aren't great, but she's doing okay, and her drawn win rate's like the best part. Whenever she's in a deck, she's one of the best parts of it. So Marithra, I could probably recommend overall. For Warlock, I haven't seen a lot of Wallow, and obviously Wallow's played win rate is insane, but everything else is kind of bad. He's close. Wallow Warlock isn't that far off. People need to learn how the +4/+5 works, because if he's in your hand and you shuffle him back, he loses the buff, so you can only really utilize this thing once. Overall, if you're looking to play a fun Wallow deck, I think it's fine. You can win some games. It's not super competitive. Deck win rate's hovering around like 42%, but it's something you could consider. You could consider it. Akamagan! I'm just going to say it crazily every time. The Wild God, kind of in the same vicinity, actually a little bit worse. Not really popping up yet. Can't really recommend. It's sad how few of these cards I can recommend right now, but StarCraft dominating, it's very similar to Great Dark Beyond, where there's potential for cards like this, but right now, it's too slow and not reliable enough, and Warlock has better stuff going on with Location Warlock, and yeah, both epics are easy passes. Look at the numbers for these epics. They're all sub 30%. Archdruid of Thorns in Fractured Power. I gave this a 1 and people gave me crap, and it's one of the worst cards in the entire set so far. 25% drawn win rate, 18% mulligan win rate. A card you want to ramp with on turn 2 is that bad so far. So yes, pass on the epics. Wallow is probably the only one you want to consider. For Warrior, Clutch of Corruption, pretty darn good card. Copying Dragons, there's like a cheesy food fight decks going around that utilize this, and certainly worth considering. The numbers on this card are pretty darn good. It's a fun card to play. I will absolutely recommend Clutch of Corruption. Afflicted Devastator, this whole like mid-range dragon deck hasn't really worked out. I wouldn't recommend this highly. It's okay. I could see this seeing play, particularly after the next patch. If they could dial back all these scam decks that are holding back like any mid-range deck, you could see it. It might pop up, but right now I'd hold off. Yasandra in those food fight decks isn't terrible. Like, it's kind of, you cheat it out, and then you egg it, and then you bring it back a bunch like it's your only dragon. It's seeing competitive play. Like, I can recommend the card. Like, I really can on a lower level. It's not must craft, but if you want to play that deck, you can have some success with it, have some fun, and then it might get better over time when things slow down. And Totolora, I can recommend this card too, with Chemical Spill, as well as some people are just playing a Control Shell in Terran Shaman. It's just a really good card with Hydration Station, really hard to deal with. Yeah, with the Warrior stuff, I don't highly recommend any of it. It's none of it's like must craft, but it's all pretty good outside of, even Devastator isn't terrible. They're all decent cards. I would just say the best one, Clutch of Corruption, then Yasandra, then Totolora, and then lastly Afflicted Devastator. But the Warrior cards aren't bad, and I feel like they'll only get better with the next patch, like very likely. For the neutrals, this card's bad. You don't want it. It's so good. Doesn't even make sense in hero power decks. It's too slow. Definitely will not recommend it. Same with Blood Thistle Illusionist. I feel like maybe 8 years ago, this would be a good card. Today, just getting a 2/4 in a random, basically a 2/4 and 2/1 that they gotta guess, or if you hand buffed it or whatever, it ain't worth it right now. The best card of the entire expansion, Nightmare Lord Xavius, is the easiest craft ever to recommend. Get the golden version if you have the paid Tavern Pass, so extra incentive there, but you can craft it now, and if you get that pass to get the card, you'll get a reroll anyways, so there's not a huge risk to that. And yeah, discovering a minion out of your deck is great. Maybe high rolling one of these effects is even more awesome. And yeah, it's in over 40% of decks right now. It's that good. It sees play in Wild. It's a phenomenal card. You cannot go wrong crafting. Resplendent Dreamweaver kind of sucks. It sees almost no play in imbue decks. It's way too slow. Even being active, it feels underwhelming. Maybe if they could go face, but that'd be a lot of damage face. But yeah, overall, not worth the cut. Same with Treacherous Tormentor, discovering a legendary with a dark gift. Really nice arena card, but nothing you want on the ladder. Ancient of Yore sees a decent amount of play in a bunch of decks. This is, I think, a very safe craft. Ancient of Yore feels good in, like, I think one of the decks to see is like Protoss Mage or Control Warriors or just any deck that wants to stall. You know, stall out, get some armor, get some draw. It's a great card. Absolutely can recommend it. Shallow Dristle, even with the change that it doesn't work with Seabox Scoundrel, whatever it's called, absolutely worth crafting. It's good in a ton of decks, particular Death Knight. It's not an auto must craft, but it's a very good craft that you can fit this into a ton of different decks. Feel pretty good about it. So yeah, definitely recommended by me. Malorn, absolutely 100% safe craft. Great imbue decks, and even like Berber Shaman that doesn't even imbue plays it because you can play it for one and with Shutter Block and do gross things. Phenomenal card. We'll see play for quite some time. You will not regret it. Ysera is the free legendary, and that's it. That is the recommendation. So the neutral set's pretty good. Some of the classes got some good stuff, but overall, yeah, there's a lot of passes right now. We'll see if that changes over time. But overall, yeah, hopefully you guys find this guide useful and let me know what you feel like maybe I'm wrong about or right about in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.